All right, good morning, everyone. All right, so it's been a little while since I've been on. So for those of you who've subscribed to my channel and who watch this channel, you'll know that I did come out and make regular energy prediction videos, and I did do some other general predictions, which I'll actually be getting back into very shortly. So. But yeah, I used to post quite regularly, but yeah, I did stop for a little while. So yeah, I felt like the energy where I was living at the time really wasn't the best. So I lived in Clyde North, Victoria. I don't like to sort of bag any particular area, but yeah, as far as I'll just say generally, as far as the energy there goes, and as far as doing my work as a psychic medium, I felt like that specifically that area wasn't a good area to be in. So now I've moved to a suburb called Auset in Melbourne, which is a lot better. So so with that in mind, fingers crossed, I'll be making a lot more videos. So yeah, this is where my passion is. I mean, I love doing my day job, which is driving, but this is my passion, jumping on to YouTube, maybe providing a little bit of advice to help you navigate your way through life and what might be coming up. So with that in mind, I did want to address December and also late November, which has already passed. Now, I know for me personally, there's been some turbulence, I guess would be the best way of describing it, or to be a little bit more specific without sort of giving too many details away. There have effectively been endings, and there have been yeah, I'd say I do feel like for me specifically, there was sort of an ending because I wasn't quite ready for something. So we'll put it that way. So I'm putting in the work in order to be ready, and maybe I'm feeling maybe March next year, sort of somewhere around there for me. I don't really want to go into any details about what it is. But I do, in saying that, I feel like it's the same for a lot of you who might be watching this now. So, and I've come across that with a lot of people I've spoken to. December seems to be a really rough month, especially for anyone who is even a little bit spiritually awakened. This is what's called a 9-year. So with 2025, when you add the numbers up, numerologically, I can't pronounce the word, I'm not going to pause the video to do it, numerologically, that comes up to a 9, which is a number associated with endings. So I feel like we're in a completion stage, and sometimes, especially for some of you watching, and I know for me as well, the endings aren't all that nice, to be honest. And they're endings I never wanted. So, however, they've happened. So, we need to deal with them. So, and that's what I want to jump on here and talk to you about. Now, I also, while I was meditating earlier, I don't have a huge amount of knowledge in this area, but I feel like there's something to do with the activity of the sun at the moment, sun flares. I have had some people briefly speak to me about it, but I did feel that that's definitely got something to do with it at the moment. It's almost like the intensity of the endings is increasing. So, I've had a number of people where they've had very significant changes happen pretty much about now, and these are life-changing situations. So yeah, definitely feel like I need to jump on and address that. Okay, so in my meditations, I have felt that especially for December, especially now, yeah, these endings are coming about because the year is almost ending. Now, even though we're about to go into 2026, which would be a different year numerologically, I do feel as though some of that energy is continuing into next year. So, probably about 1 or 2 months in, January, February, you may still get those endings coming through, or you may still be dealing with the ramifications of it. Okay, so when we hit New Year's Eve, don't quite hit the celebrate button yet as far as endings in your life are concerned. Just sit back and maybe, or like I do, meditate a lot, and that should help sort of soften the blow a bit. Now, I think one thing I've done, which is, I believe, helping in a lot of ways. I think it might have been much worse if I hadn't been doing it. Is as well as the meditations. I just trying to think of the best way to word it. Okay, I do know a small amount, I guess you could say, of Auset Egyptian Temple Healing. So I've recently done a workshop on that, and that's helping as far as dealing with the karma to do with endings. So if you want to sort of deal with karma in a gentle way, you'd probably look up doing a workshop in that field. So I may even post a link if I can find one, when I post this video. All right, so so that's pretty much what's going on there at the moment. But the main piece of advice that I can give you there, just sort of tapping into the energy of the audience here, I do feel as though the meditations are very important, but that would also help with your reactions as well. Okay, so if there is some sort of an ending in your life, if you can handle that ending in such a way that you don't bring as much karma into the situation as possible, that would be fantastic. Sort of leaving as much positive energy in the situation as you can. All right. Now, and the reason why I harp on about meditation is it is pretty much the primary way of balancing yourself. Okay, there are other ways of doing it, but this is a nice way you can do it for, say, 20 minutes a day, where you can really balance and center yourself and be more prepared mentally and emotionally to handle those endings in your life. Okay. All right. So I do feel as though this is all to do with a big shift that's coming up as well. So over the next year or so, let me think of the best way to describe this. Having a sip of coffee might help. Okay, so I do feel as though, I guess the short way of saying it is, on a spiritual level, the earth is evolving, what we call ascending, so moving into a higher vibrational level. I feel as though a lot of us who are watching this will probably already be familiar with meditation practices, and through meditation we raise our vibration levels. So we can, in that particular sense, evolve with the earth itself. Okay. What you may also find with these endings is you may lose contact with people. It's effectively a way of, it's one of the ways that, it's just trying to think of the best way to explain it. It is effectively a way of separating people who are maybe a lower vibration from a higher vibration. Now, also in saying that, it could be the other way around too. If there's an ending, somebody may actually be a higher vibration to you. So they're separating themselves from you as well. It doesn't mean that you're bad in any way. It just means that you're operating on a particular energy level that's different to somebody else, whether they're at a higher level or a lower level. Okay, so that's not a judgment call, but that's what's happening. Okay, so, and I'm pretty sure that there are people who I've known who are on a higher vibration who are separating themselves from me. It's, there's no judgment there. It's just, it is what it is. Okay, but our goal is to evolve with the earth. So we're effectively being moved into different timelines. Normally we can shift between them, but I feel as though those on a lower vibrational level, effectively, at some stage won't be able to move up. Okay. Again, it's not so much a judgment thing; it's just purely evolution. That's all it is. but I do feel all this is happening within a span of about 1 to 3 years. That's the general feel that I get. Some people may differ on that opinion. Some people may say 5 or 10 years. Some might say 6 months. That's but the 1 to 3 years is the feeling I'm getting. All right. Now, in saying that, I believe this pretty much finishes up this video. Now, I do intend to jump on and start the predictions again. So I do feel as though I've got some predictions for next year. Now, I'll mention it in one of the videos there, but probably two things I might be able to highlight now is I did feel as though coming up fairly soon, that's the best way of saying it, I did feel as though there'd be a fairly large volcanic eruption coming up, and it would be sort of, where did I see it happening? I wish I had my notes on me. I did feel it'd be sort of Southeast Asia, so that's pretty much the area that I'm in, or well, a little bit further north, I guess you could say. But I also felt that would be accompanied by earthquakes, and we could be possibly looking at maybe larger Californian or effectively American earthquakes. And also Japan as well. I felt, basically that whole ring, I felt it's going to sort of activate a little bit. Or when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. I'm an Aussie. So when we say a little bit, that means, wow, a huge amount. Now, the other thing I felt as well, now I'm a little bit of a monarchist, so it's, I do obviously like anything to do with the king and the royal family, but there is actually another psychic on YouTube who's predicted this as well, but I've been feeling this for a while too. And I hope I'm wrong, but I do feel as though King Charles's life is coming to a close. And I feel that close will be in 2026. So once again, I really hope I'm wrong about that, but that's what I'm feeling there. So I will jump on and actually expand more into those predictions, but I did want to offer a little bit of a hint as to what I'll be coming out with. All right, so now I'm going to try and jump on weekly from here on in. To do some energy readings, try and work out where we're going, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. All right, bye for now, and it's good to be back.